the notes. Okay. There's Jacob.
Hello, I can hear you, but I can't see
Oh.
you just yet.
Okay, it should be coming up. Don't know why it's taking so long. Anything yet? No, I don't see anything yet. Weird.
Very weird, and
maybe I should sign out and come back in.
well,
all right.
Yeah,
this is
try.
weird. I've never seen that before. All right.
I can hear you. Your name's popped up, but I can't see. Like your picture's not even up there.
All right. Let me do it right. I'll be right back.
All right. Oh wait, can you help me push the screen back a little bit? Yes. The computer itself is fine. Just the screen is. That's better.
Yes.
Thanks.
Something's in you now.
Well, she couldn't see me, so she signed herself out. And
This is a human resource.
excuse me?
This is a meeting human resource.
No. What the heck is going on?
What have you?
I don't know. Technology. I got a bathroom.
You want bathroom?
Bathroom, yeah. Well, this thing fixes itself.
Now?
Yeah, I can't get this to work.
Yes. Good.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jacob.
Oh, I'll get her in a minute. Oh, oh boy, Wally.
Yeah.
Technology.
Yes. Have it?
Wally, microwave.
Yeah.
That was our first day together. What should I call the microwave?
Every time I. Are you okay?
Microwave.
Why?
Microwave. What I call the microwave? Oh, we've had a lot of fun.
Open. Open your face. No.
Tired, Wally.
Here.
You shouldn't have watched that movie at 4 o'clock in the morning. Wally, you're crazy. Go to bed.
I don't, I don't want to sleep. I try to sleep. Finish? Need more. More? Finish? No? Take your time. Finish? Very good. Okay. Okay. One, two. Okay. Good now. Need some drink.
Yes. Teacher's gonna get in on it too, so
Hold-
he's gonna.
Hold on one second. I'll be right there, Jacob. It's I was supposed to be trying to get in on the Zoom, and it took me forever to get in. And we'll break it down. You got it. Thank you.
Sounds good.
Okay, bye. Sorry about that. We got through, Jacob. What happened?
Now?
I still can't see you, but your name is popping up on the screen.
So weird. What is going on? Let me see if this helps any. Please let it help.
I got. Your name is down the bottom.
Yay!
Hey, there we go.
Success.
So, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My guest today on my South Jersey journey has been a longtime friend, a supporter of the special needs community, and she's here today to tell us about her organization, Faces for Autism. Please welcome founder and executive director, Isabelle Mosca.
Pleasure to be here today.
So for those of you, of course, I've helped with the Faces family for a long time. So for those of the viewers that are watching that don't know what Faces is, can you give us a little background?
Sure. Actually, when you say background, it has two meanings, because right behind me, I have a foot and a head, and that happens to be the reason and the motivation for Faces for Autism.
Right, I see him laying on the couch.
Yes, that is your former classmate, Kyle,
Yeah.
from ACIT. And Kyle and his twin sister were both your classmates over at ACIT. Back when Kyle and Isabelle were probably 18 months old, Kyle was diagnosed with autism. And we tried to find places to get help and support. And I just basically wanted to sit with a bunch of other parents who were dealing with the same issues. There weren't too many places down here in South Jersey. So I was talking to our assemblyman at the time, Frank Blee, with my husband, Ken. And he said, why don't you just start your own organization? And I know that your family, the Hackett's, are very famous for doing that sort of thing, solving problems in the community. We both actually started around the same time. So Faces for Autism was born as a small support group for families just to get together and talk about what they were dealing with the diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder. It is a wide umbrella term to cover a lot of levels of autism. However, when your child is diagnosed with autism and you don't know what to do, you want to sit down with other people who are experiencing that. And we educate and support families who are going through that experience throughout the lifespan. Oh, excuse me. 1 second. But as you can see, a lot of people don't realize this, and I have a feeling that happens with a lot of issues. They think somebody is diagnosed with something or is born with a disorder of some kind, and you see children out there, and you don't think of them growing up and still having those issues of autism or cerebral palsy or Down syndrome or whatever it might be. People just think, I don't know where they think they are, but when you grow up, you still have the same issues. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, you're right on. I mean, these people, and I don't get it so much anymore. But when I was younger, people would go, "Oh, there's something really wrong with him," when truthfully, people, and here's the part that I think people have the hardest time grasping is that it it's it's a disability, but don't look at it like that. And I've had several guests on here say to me, I don't look at you as though you have a disability. You're looked at just as if you are a normal, everyday human being with some challenges, not the full-fledged, oh, he has this, he can't do anything, he won't be like a productive member of society, blah, blah, blah. It's like, it gets old.
Oh, absolutely. And the part of it that people don't understand is that maybe parts of your body don't work the same as some other people. But at the same time, your brain is working just fine, thank you.
Yeah. And I'm gonna go similar topics, but that's just how it is. Like Kyle and I and some others were guinea pigs for ACIT special ed program. There was nothing. I mean, they had special ed, but it was so limited, they had no idea what to do. And they were throwing regular ed teachers in there saying, can you teach special ed without a degree?
Wow. And you're absolutely right. You were trailblazers in that regard, knowing that the good intentions were there, but you just can't throw something at a situation and expect people to evolve and grow unless they're very gifted at what they do. So knowing that those roads were opened as a result of your mother's perseverance, and knowing that she had a vision for what your life would be and what you wanted to have that typical high school experience, I applaud them for trying, but it's not the same. And there were other people that I know who have graduated who have what they used to call high functioning autism. And there are a lot of people on the autism spectrum who go to ACIT that people don't even know. Maybe sometimes their parents or maybe the teenager themselves don't want people to know that they are different. We don't want to put a spotlight on them and say, hi, look at this difference. This is what's going on. Please be kind to them. We want them to be able to blend in. And it's kind of hard to blend in some regards. Like with Kyle, he makes a lot of noise. He is very happy. It's not a negative noise, it's a happy noise, but it might be distracting to some people who are trying to do their algebra or something like that. People see a wheelchair and they Kyle, by the way, Kyle's laughing because he loves wheelchairs, by the way. We went to the neurology department and they had a whole row of wheelchairs there for people who are coming in, courtesy wheelchairs. He immediately went to the wheelchairs because a lot of his friends are in wheelchairs and he loves this. He's jealous. So it's a situation where we need to get over that stigma of what something stands for. Maybe, and you know what, there's a pun. I just made a pun and didn't even mean to say it. Like what something stands for. If somebody's in a wheelchair, they may not necessarily be standing.
Right. And I didn't even think of that when you said that, what something stands for. And, and now it popped into my head. Yeah, yep. Literally what something stands for.
Maybe that's your whole thing. Maybe you're going to be doing stand up, sit down, stand up. I don't know. Because you're funny.
Yeah. I mean, we've worked with a lot of the same people, and I mean, the variety that want to give back, want to help. I mean, it's just it makes you feel good afterwards. And I mean, like you said in the open, we started at the same time, but we've come from different backgrounds.
Absolutely. I do remember when Kyle interviewed, because he interviewed just like anybody else for ACIT, with the superintendent, or I'm not sure who it was. It was one of the case managers at the time, the person that has long since retired, but when we went in, they said, Kyle, what do you want to do? And obviously they treated him like anybody else, which I think was to their benefit, but also he needed extra help. I appreciate the fact that they let him do this, but when they asked him, what do you want to do? He said, I want to make cakes. I want to make chocolate cake. Now to him, that is a priority. What he meant was he wanted to work in the culinary program. And when they said, no, we don't do that sort of thing here, I was really surprised. And I thought, maybe you should learn to go with the flow and adapt to the individual. Because ultimately, when you graduate from school, you want to have individuals. You don't want to have cookie cutter people who graduate from your school, such as the gifts that you have been given as a result of your program. You're making them into what you need to make them into. Isabel's going to grow and make hers into whatever she wants to make it into. Kyle's going to do what he wants to do. I think we all have opportunities for growth. One of the gentlemen I know who graduated, he wants to make video games. And he was prepared in a large way by going to ACIT. Some of the things that you learn may not necessarily be part of a major or part of your career path, but they develop you to be who you are. So I don't know what any of your favorite classes were at school. Did you have speech class or anything like that?
I had some sort of public speaking / entrepreneur. I had entrepreneurship senior year, and
Okay.
I loved it. I actually brought Nick Pittman, you know Nick well, as do I. I brought him in twice to do 2 separate speaking engagements. One was a science class, and the other one was business and entrepreneurship. And I brought well, you know this woman because she's friends with your husband. I brought Mary Mack in from Wibbage. I brought her in, and I brought Ken Schaefer in. So between the 4 of us, we did a presentation on what it's like in the business world. And I'll tell you, I really think between the 4 of us, we really opened some eyes.
And that's important when you're in high school, because I remember being, and this was a long time ago, going into my guidance counselor for the talk about what you want to do with your life. And they pulled out the drawer, looked at my grades, because it was in the drawer. It wasn't on the computer back then.
Right.
They looked and said, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to be a lawyer. And the woman immediately closed the drawer and looked at me, and she practically patted my hand and said, honey, you don't have the grades for that. And that pushed me even harder. Other people would have given up, but I kept going. Of course, I'm not a lawyer, but I did learn that I don't want to be a lawyer, because I liked the relationships that I could have with people. The gifts that I had did not lend to wanting to do paperwork. And I loved languages, so I wanted to learn languages. I didn't want to learn Latin so that I could become a lawyer and understand habeas corpus and all of the names and the things that I needed to learn. I wanted to work with people, is what I learned. I love history. I love learning about things that have to do with law and how it has changed our world for the better. So it helps me with learning about ADA, the Americans with Disabilities Act. It helps me with learning about the legislation of 6A Special Education Guide for the state of New Jersey, so that I can understand how to educate someone. All right, Kyle's agreeing with me. What can I tell you? You're so silly. So I think what's important is you take your gifts, you take your talents, and you go from there. Because you might have an interest in something, but it doesn't mean you have to go into that career. You can take those things into other places. And I love that you are doing this podcast, because you are using your gifts of interacting with people and engaging in conversation. A lot of people may say when they see you, they don't even know that you're going to have a conversation. They may think that you are not listening, when we know darn well you're picking up on everything. And that's what I love about you, you have the capability of listening to people, reading the room very well, and knowing who is interested, who is not, and who might feel sorry for you a little bit, might think, I don't know how to talk to this guy. When the most important thing you and I know is just start talking, say hello. Everybody needs connection in this world. That's why we're here. We need to brighten each other's days. You brighten everybody's day when you talk to them. That when you light up that smile, people are like, uh-oh, Jacob's here. He's taking names. Look out.
look out, here I come.
Yes.
It's since I can't go back to in-person work yet. Yes, I have jobs lined up. I just have to wait for COVID to wave the friendly hand goodbye,
Yes.
and I I I went online. I started looking places to work from home. So I did all the information. My number was in there. I gave my email. I did everything right. I sent the email back. The woman was texting me. She goes, "Here's the link to the meeting. Good luck." I did all that. The guy did the interview with me and said, "Oh, we're an in-person facility. We don't work from home." I said, "Your facility, according to ZipRecruiter.com, says you work from home." So he said, "I'll tell you what, if you really think you wanna, if you really need work, we can try and maybe give you a few months, because looking at your resume, it looks very well." And what I'm noticing, people are pinpointing my their stuff too, and what they can do to help me is thank God I had that internship with the school,
Right.
because
And people,
that's
yeah,
what they're all looking at.
exactly. They get to look at that. I was going to ask you, it's interesting because you're leading into this. I was talking to somebody the other day because the fact that as we get into the winter and the thing, we need to pivot with the way we do things. And everybody is doing things online and not able to do as many things in person. But we're looking to do a fundraiser differently, because we have a fundraiser every March called Stand Up for Autism that actually funds everything that we do all year long. This year, we may not be able to do that. So I was trying to think of things that we could do online. So I have an idea, and I'm thinking of doing kind of a, do you remember? Oh, you weren't even born yet. What am I going to say? Did you ever see anything? Because I know you love retro stuff because you do all the oldies things. In the olden days with Jerry Lewis, he used to do a telethon. Did you ever hear about that?
For muscular dystrophy, I was alive toward. Now this sounds funny. I was alive towards the end of that. I remember that when I was little, and he would sing that song.
Yes. Well, what I'm thinking is we should do a fun telethon online. And this way, people could watch. If they want to donate, they can. If they don't, they just watch and enjoy the show. And maybe we have you come on and maybe you could interview some people. Maybe you could, I don't know. I mean, you want to sing a song? I don't care. Maybe you could DJ for us.
Right.
I could do anything minus the singing, and I'm sure I could get like Nick to help, and I could get people to help. So if
You're
you're
on my
looking,
team.
if you want that, I can get the ball rolling.
I love it, Jacob. You are the best PR guy I know.
When would you like? Do you think I think because with the holidays and Christmas, do you think it would be too hard to start now?
Well, we can start asking. I was thinking maybe what we should do is, we've got that quiet time between January and March, somewhere in there, maybe February, because people are snowed in. Maybe they're, I don't know, but not around Valentine's Day, because then, they want to do stuff like that. But we'll figure out a date and see what we can do, because I'm thinking that it's entertainment. It gets us busy. We can plan this out. We can, like you said, we can talk to our local celebrities. I bet Michelle Dawn Mooney would help us as well. We could have on all these people and ask them questions. We can teach people important facts about people with special needs. We can tell them about some of the things that we do and talk about the programs that are out there, like Field of Dreams. I would love to do that sort of thing, because people need to be educated about the stigma around special needs. I live in this world, and I am more comfortable here than I am in the real world at large, let me tell you. So.
Yeah, and me too. Like, I'm starting to feel that way. You would think as you would get older, more people would understand and get the stigmas of special needs. But it's like some people don't know where the dividing line falls between the real world and what it's like.
I think you're right. And maybe that's where we open some doors, because we can work together on this.
Yeah.
Because what I'm seeing is, and you're a member of my new page that's called Life on the Bright Side. It's a private page, and people are welcome to join. What we do is we take the focus off, oh, poor me, I have a child with special needs. And we say, let's look at all the wonderful things that are in our lives. Let's celebrate, let's laugh, let's have fun, because we know that laughter and joy produces serotonin in your body. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel better. It gets you through the day. And especially now, with all the things going on in the world, we all need to laugh. We all need to have fun. We need to look at what the important, simple things are, the things that give us joy. Joy is hopeful. It is laughter. It is out there helping us all to connect. So something like Life on the Bright Side is where I think we include everyone, because I think this is the way I'm looking at it. This is my psychology. We started it for people with special needs and people who care for people with special needs. But what I found out is we are having so much fun in Life on the Bright Side that everybody wants to join us, because we're cool. So how many times have we been in the cool club?
Right. And I mean, just as you're saying, like I know you knew this, and before the pandemic hit, you were helping me promote this. The Field of Dreams we were getting ready to do a great big fundraiser last March, just before the world shut down. I was ready. I was selling tickets like you wouldn't believe. People were buying from me. And then the pandemic hit. You have to throw everything back to where it was. And we're hopeful to do something next summer, maybe the fall.
Yeah.
But Mom told me last night, if you get enough people to do the vaccine, not to jump off topic, if you get enough people to do the COVID vaccine, it'll build up herd immunity, and say a year, 2 years down the line, we won't have to worry about this anymore.
Oh, I agree. It's very interesting, because in February, my daughter and I went to see a play in New York. That was her graduation gift. And we happened to see that Hoda and Jenna were having a live show. So they had just started doing live shows. So we happened to be walking through, and Jimmy Fallon was having on Harry Styles. And we were really excited, because all the girls were camping out to see Harry Styles, and we got to see all of that. It was so much fun. We got to see him singing on the plaza. But while we were in there, they had people giving away tickets to see Hoda and Jenna. So we thought, well, maybe Harry Styles will be their secret guest. You never know. So we signed up for the thing. And long story short, Susie Orman was there. in the audience. She came and she handed out books to every single person. Do I have it here? No, of course I don't. The book was about planning your retirement. But what she did was, in the book, she said, look at this page. And she's reading the book and she said, I want you to do, and this is in February, she said, I want you to do one thing. I want you to invest in a business, and it's called Zoom. She said, because it's going to become really big, because at the end of February, the whole country, the whole world is going to shut down. And this will be the only way that we can communicate. The stock market is going to go crazy, blah, 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 blah. I know, I'm getting chills.
Oh my God. That's insane. You know what that is? That's like a psychic.
Kyle. I'm sorry.
A psychic, because how do you know that?
Exactly. And she said, I see a correctioning of the market. Everything's going to drop. Everything will shut down. Businesses will close down. She just kept going. And I was like, what? And she apparently retired 10 years ago. And she's been living on her own island. She's very, very wealthy. So she said, I was sitting there minding my own business and realized I've got to tell people this. So she wrote the book and she did her PBS special, and she was there to promote the special. But when she said this, it blew me away, because I called somebody and said, how do I get stock in Zoom? And they're like, oh, you don't want that. No. They tried to talk me out of it. So that fast, a week later, everything shut down.
Oh my God. That is the most, I don't know, bizarre.
Yep. And well, what about that talk that Bill Gates did, 5 years ago, where he talked about we're going to have this virus and we're not going to be able to do anything about it, and we're going to need a vaccine. And he said, well, he's one of the forerunners in creating this and funding the vaccine. So I'm guessing he also makes a profit from it as well.
Wow. The Zoom is telling me we only have, I think it's 8 minutes. So I will ask one more question. It's just, it's weird how, so I would be more than happy to help you virtually. Are you doing anything now? Because it's hard to do things like we said.
Yes, we just recently worked with Reed's Farm. We will be doing volunteer work and having activities for our teen and adult groups there, where it's outside, you're learning about nature and maybe doing a craft and gathering. So we did that outside at the picnic table in September, October. We had to close down because of the safety issues. But now, again, we can't do a holiday event. So what we decided is outside, we're going to the alpaca farm. You are more than welcome to come. I think it's Winding Creek Alpaca Farm in Egg Harbor Township. We're going December 20th at 11 a.m. So what will happen is we do timed groups of 10 people. So it might be 2 families. Everybody's wearing masks. You get to go pet the alpacas. Santa will be on a tractor, socially distanced, so you can wave to Santa. And we'll probably give out snacks that people can take with them because we can't gather. So it's basically you're going outside to see photo opportunities, see Santa, see the alpacas, and then head home. So at least you did something, and that's available online at Faces for Autism on our website and in our page. We have it posted on all of our social media. But we just want people to know that we're still here, that we're still helping. We are helping 4 families in dire need of Christmas supplies, toys, clothing, and we will also be working with Atlantic County Toys for Kids program to do that, and the Atlantic County Sheriff's Department. So we're very appreciative of all the people who have donated. I did a Giving Tuesday campaign last week, and we raised over $6,000.
Wow, that's terrific.
Yep, there's people who understand that there are people in need. So this is a blessing, so we can help a lot of families, and that money will go a long way. And as you know, the wonderful event that Field of Dreams had, to have the lights for people to look at them. I think that was a wonderful idea. I don't know who thought of that, but it was wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I've said this to other guests, and I apologize in advance if I'm reiterating and other people have heard this, but like we're just trying to bring some normalcy back. It's so hard right now. I can't even. People are asking me, do you think we'll have a spring season? My answer right here, then, now? Oh, I would love to. Can we? Is it physically possible? Cases gotta go way down before we even think about having any sort of anything. Somebody asked me the honest truth. What do I think? I said fall.
Yeah.
I
And
said,
that's realistic.
if you really think the next time we'll get out there, I said, my guess, fall.
Yeah. Well, the thankful thing is that we've gotten back some of the sports in the national arena that we didn't think was going to happen, and that brought back a lot of joy. So
Oh yeah, yeah,
very thankful for that we can say that much, whether they play poorly or not, right?
yeah. Whether they play poorly or not.
Yeah. So whatever joy that we can find, we will gather it up. So I'm so glad to hear that everybody, we're all on the same page in that regard. We need joy in our lives. We need to lift each other up. We need to support one another no matter what the situation is. There are a lot of people who are home alone, and this is a way to connect with them. And it's a wonderful thing that you are doing with this podcast. So I really applaud you. You have to keep honing your craft, because I see big things coming for you, Jacob. I think that the more people see you out there, they're going to see your positivity and your light, and know that you are able to convince people that there is so much good in the world.
And that's the point of this. I'm trying to bring happiness in the light of darkness. Uh, quick story. I know time is taking 3 minutes. It's not going to take me 3 minutes to tell the story. There was, I went to a dinner about 2 years ago. You know this person well. Joe Piscopo was there with Mike Lopez, and they said, "Why don't you start a podcast?" I said, "Mike, here, I do not have the time. I'm in school. I'm in school." I said, "I, I, I would think about it after I left special services." Fast forward, the idea popped up again. You think you would do it? I said, Mike, I, I said, I had just graduated. I said, we'll see what this pandemic does. Because I was on target to come back to work in September. Well, that didn't happen. Well, I started sending messages in October. I think I'm ready to do this. And with that, I got the ball rolling, and here we are. So if anyone is watching this and wants to be a guest, Isabelle has my contact information. You can reach out to me. Oh God, there's a zillion ways to reach out. Email, uh, either of the Facebook pages. Life on the Bright Side, I'm a moderator there.
Mm-hmm.
Basis support group.
I think that's wonderful. I have just completed a social media marketing course, and there are 500 people in my class. They would love to come on your show. So I will pass the word. Thank you, Jacob, for having me on.
Thank you for being my guest today. For Isabelle Mosca, I'm Jacob Beckett saying I will see you all next time. Let's see. And